Hey guys, we have the organ systems model for you today. Now keep in mind this is going to be an overview of everything we've talked about previously, and it's going to add a couple things in as well at the bottom, literally. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down your list as always, and we're going to try and go as slow as possible. So here we go. You ready? Alright, so the first thing we have is the oral cavity right here. Alright, so this is the oral cavity. Alright. The next thing on your list is going to be the tongue. So this guy right here, this big pink muscle, this is going to be your tongue. Alright. Your hard palate is the bone right here, roof of the palate. Alright. Your soft palate is this guy right here. And then your uvula, the tip of your soft palate down here at the bottom, the dangly thing that you see in the back of your throat when you go ah. Okay, that's your uvula. Alright. Your palatoglossal arch is going to be right in here. Alright, it's going to be this guy right here. Alright, palatoglossal arch. Because you have your palate and your glossal, which is your tongue. So this is the palatoglossal arch. Alright, then you have three pharynxes. We talked about them earlier, so let's go over them. Alright, so this is going to be your nasopharynx right here. Your oral pharynx from your uvula to your epiglottis, so the back of your throat. Alright, this is going to be your oral pharynx. And then your laryngopharynx right here. Okay, this being the epiglottis right here, and this over here is your larynx. Okay, so nasopharynx, oral pharynx, laryngopharynx. Okay, this guy here, all the way down to your stomach, that's your esophagus. Alright, that's your esophagus. Now, right in this area, you're going to have a sphincter, and it's called a gastroesophageal sphincter. So let's go ahead and take Mr. Stomach off. Alright, so this right here is going to squeeze off and close off when it needs to. That's your sphincter. That's your gastroesophageal sphincter. Okay. Alright, this is going to be your cardiac region of the stomach. Okay. The top of the stomach is called your fundus. Okay. The big section in the middle is called your body. And then you have your pyloric sphincter down here. Okay. Alright, so let's go over that one more time. You have your gastroesophageal sphincter, fundus, cardiac region, body, pyloric sphincter. Okay. So the next thing on your list is the liver. So this guy right here is your liver. Alright, it has a few things on your list that we want you to know. One of them is the hepatic duct. So if you see my pointer, so these two guys right here, these are going to be your hepatic ducts, okay, coming from the liver tissue. So this is your hepatic duct. Alright, so this would be your gallbladder right here with your cystic duct, this guy. And if you see the letter E, that is where it all combines to make your common bile duct. Okay? So this is your common bile duct right here. Now, the next thing on your list, alright, so we're going to go back to your stomach area a little bit. So let's talk about curvatures. So you have the lesser curvature right here, and your greater curvature. Alright, so this is a greater curvature, and your lesser curvature. Now, as you remember when we went over the stomach model in the stomach model video, we have an omentum that comes off of your lesser curvature called the lesser omentum. Okay? And then we have one also coming off the greater curvature called your greater omentum. So this guy right here, this is going to be your greater omentum right here. This yellow thing coming off the bottom of your stomach. Okay? So the next thing on your list is going to be the pancreas. So let's talk about the pancreas. This guy right here. All of this is going to be your pancreas. Now remember, this section over here is called your head, the body, and then your tail over here next to the spleen. Okay? So while we're here and talking about the pancreas, let's go over the pancreatic duct. This white guy right here. Alright, so this white pancreatic duct is right here. It's going to split off into your minor and major pancreatic ducts. Okay? So When we talk about the pancreas and the stomach, we also need to think about the duodenum right here. Okay, so this is going to be your duodenum. Okay, all this coming from the pyloric sphincter is going to be your duodenum. All right, now while we're in this area, let's talk about some plicae circularis. All right, see these circular folds right here? All right, these are your plicae circularis. All right. So the next thing on your list after plicae circularis is going to be your major duodenal papilla. All right, now remember the major hepatic duct and the common bile duct come to form a hepatopancreatic ampulla, and then as it crosses through, I'm going to just go ahead and take your transverse colon off real quick. All right, so as it comes through the duodenal wall, it makes your major duodenal papilla. Okay, so right in here is going to be your major duodenal papilla. All right, so let's now work our way through all the jejunum, the small intestines. All right, we're going to work all the way through the jejunum, and now we're going to empty out into the ileum. So this section right here is going to be your ileum. This right here, number 14, this is your ileocecal valve. Ileo and cecal, this is your cecum, and this is your ileum. So this guy right here is your ileocecal valve, okay? So the next thing on your list is going to be the large intestines. All right, so I'm going to put your transverse colon back on, so we're getting ready to go over this. So when you leave the ileum through your ileocecal valve and end up in your cecum, this guy right here, this large intestine here, is called your ascending colon, transverse colon going from side to side, your descending colon, and then your sigmoid colon emptying out into your rectum. Okay? So now, if you notice all these bumps, what are all these bumps? All right, those are called haustra. H-A-U-S-T-R-A, haustra. All right, so every little individual bump here is called your haustra. Okay? Now, if you notice, there's a line right here all the way around your transverse, ascending, and descending colons. That has its own name, and that is called the coli tendinae. Okay, that's coli tendinae. All right, or tenae coloni, excuse me, T-E-N-I-A-E coli. So this is your tenae coloni right here. Okay. Now there are, if you notice how it turns 90 degrees, one on one side and one on the other. Now keep in mind that your liver is on this side, so we call this right here, this curvature here, this is your hepatic flexure. All right, so this is your hepatic flexure. Now on this side you have your spleen. This is called your splenic flexure. Okay, this is your splenic flexure right here. All right, so I know that was a lot, so we're going to go through it one more time just as a review. All right, so you have your oral cavity right here. You have your hard palate, soft palate, nasopharyngeal right here, nasopharynx, oral pharynx, laryngopharynx right here, your esophagus. All right, you have your gastroesophageal sphincter, you have your cardiac region of the stomach, you have your fundus of the stomach right here, you have your body, you have your pyloric sphincter, you have your lesser curvature, which has the lesser omentum, you have your greater curvature, which has the greater omentum. All these folds right in here are called rugae. You have your liver right here, all right, your gallbladder, cystic duct, hepatic duct. They come together and form a common bile duct. All right. Then you have your pancreas right here, head, body, and tail. Your common bile duct and your pancreatic duct come together here at the major pancreatic area here, called your hepatopancreatic ampulla. It crosses the duodenal wall, and it's actually called the major duodenal papilla. Okay. This is your duodenum. All right. All this small intestine is called jejunum. This is your ileum. the end of your small intestine. It goes through your ileocecal valve into your cecum, right here. Then you have your large intestines. Now, this one is called the ascending colon. This one's called the transverse colon, and this one's called the descending colon. And this one is your sigmoid colon, okay, dumping it into your rectum. This guy right here is your appendix. Right here is your appendix, okay? Each one of these little bubbles is called a haustra, and this is your tendenei coli, all the way around, tendenei coli. All right, and that's pretty much it, guys. That is your organ system model, and I hope it helped.